Hello everyone, welcome, so welcome. So basically, this just happened between Aquarius Woman to a Scorpio man. So these two are very different as individuals. So Aquarius is an air sign, as a zodiac sign, and Scorpio is a water sign, as a zodiac sign as well. But these two do not go together. No, they don't. So do ever you get the feeling where you're not supposed to take someone else's, let's say, shampoo bottle, for example, and you put it on your side of the tub, and then all of a sudden, whoever's your roommate, as in Aquarius, for example, I'm going to say that, is and all of a sudden moved it towards their side of the tub. That wasn't supposed to be, Aquarius woman's hers, as in the shampoo ball. It was supposed to be Scorpio's as a shampoo ball. Now, basically, between these two, what it seems to be is not very good, right? It's not, and you can't even decide what's going to be happening next, right? So when I do this whole entire spree of this whole entire this this whole entire reading, it will make sense. And when it does, you have to improve the point. So whether you like to allow this video or basically, have feeling emotional or what happens if you live with a roommate or not, or depends on your point of view, this what happened, and this might, strike you into the whole entire situation. Like, oh my god, this is how it goes, right? So this might be a surprise, right, for all of you. And if it happens, you understand that, right? This is how it goes. So this sort of card is says blame. I accept responsibility for my well-being. That's the way of how it happens. Where this is the blame. And when you have blame, you have that, right? This is not the blame card. This is not the way how it works. But this is how it goes. If you have blame, you understand that, right? You need to understand that, and that's how it goes. So you have to believe in order to do that. You have to understand that. And when things to be all, criticized and everything else, what's the point, right? What's the point? So you understand what it is, but you understand that you're trying to improve yourself wisely, but that's how it goes, right? That's just the way it works. And when you put the blame on that, that's how it seems to be. It triggers, right? It triggers your own emotions. It triggers about how you're feeling. You're feeling guilty. You're feeling unwanted, unneeded. But this is how it goes, right? So you understand that. But between that way, this is how it goes, right? This is the way it happens. So remember that when I do this reading is that Scorpio is on the right side and Aquarius is on the right side. So do not confuse about it. But this is how it happens. So if you live with a roommate or not with a roommate, you understand. But the way how this is between these two zodiac signs, whether they do, this is how it goes, right? So this is what happens, and I hope you all like it. Please give a like, please leave a comment if you want, and this is how it kind of is in that way. So here we go. So in this wonderful reading here, so like I say, right, so Aquarius has the Judgment card on the left side, and Zodiac has the World card on the right side. Now do not get confused about it, right? So remember that this is going to be the Aquarius woman on the left side and Scorpio man on the right side. Do not confuse, right? So this is how it happens. Now, technically, this could be how it goes in that way. And now, I'm trying to tell you what's happening, because in that way, what happens is that this is how it kind of goes. So let me try to tell you this whole entire situation. So now let's say what the Aquarius woman was doing. So Wheel of Fortune was upright, there's good luck. The Tower reverse, there's no transformation. The Emperor reverse, there's no structure. Still on Star, there's resilience. Yeah, so the Aquarius woman is having resilience. She's saying back off. It was my fault. Yes, it was, right? So you're taking the blame of the ability of how you're going to be doing it, because that's how it goes. So if you're having good luck, fine. But the way how it goes, you can't be doing it. You can't be trying to have your own experience, and you're trying to do that, right? That's how it goes. You're trying to say, well, it's not my fault. I can't do it anymore. Well, you keep continuing it, right? That's how it goes. And you understand that. You need to define what you're doing in that way. This is how it goes, right? Let's see what's going on for Scorpio. Now Pentacles is upright. There's basically you're feeling comfortable. Six Swords upright. There's movement, and 9-1 upright. There's fear. Yeah, exactly, right? This is the way how it goes, right? So Scorpio has fear, and it's basically how it was because you're trying to figure out, well, this is not my fault. I can't do this. But a Scorpio man has fear, right? He's feeling comfortable because it's, it's not his fault. It's not whatever. But the way how this is, it's like that's how it is, right? It's like you can't even think about what's going on, right? You can't fix stupid. No, you can't, right? But the way how this is, if you put the blame on that, you're putting the blame on that individual, right? You're putting the blame on that. And Aquarius, you need to understand about what's happening in this situation, no matter how it is, right? It's this is how it is. So let's see what's for Aquarius. The star reverse, there's no inspiration, right? So you're not wish upon a star. What's on the right side for Scorpio? Moon reverse, there's mismutations. Yeah, so there's no mismutations. So that's how it goes. That's what happens with the star card for Aquarius. The King of Swords card, there's knowledge. Eight of Swords reverse, there's no anxiety. Nine of Swords reverse, there's no trauma. Knight of Cups reverse, there's no romance. Obviously that wasn't. Three Cups reverse, there's no celebration. World reverse, there's incompletion. Yeah. And then we have Chariot reverse, there's no progress. Hermit reverse, you already have a soulmate. Wheel of Fortune reverse, you're having bad luck. Yeah, that's how it goes, Aquarius. And the Six of Swords, sorry, there's movement. Yeah, because Aquarius, you need to pay attention. No matter how you're feeling in that way, because you need to understand that. You're trying to have your own self-control. But, this is how it goes. If you put the blame on that, you're putting the blame, right? You're playing the blame game, right? That's how it goes. And you're saying, oh, it's not my fault, it's not my fault. Yes, it is. Because no matter how it goes, yes, you have knowledge, yes, you have the ability, but it does affect, right? It does affect your emotions because you did something wrong that you shouldn't be doing. And you did that, right? That's how it goes. What's this moon card about for Scorpio? Two of Cups here, there's no relationships or friendships. Sensual here, there's no deceit. Hierophant reverse, there's no guidance. 9-1 reverse, there's no fear. 4-1 sorry, there's celebration. Yeah, because Scorpio's having celebration. Because he wants to celebrate. He wants to say, oh, yay, I didn't do it. Right? That's how it goes. He wants to have celebration because he understands that. He might deal with another Leo, Aries, Sagittarius. He might. But the way how it goes. Right? Even the Aquarius woman. Aquarius woman is trying to be, maybe deal with another Aquarius or Gemini or Libra, whatever she is. But that's how it goes, right? It's like how it seems to be impossible to make it possible. That's how it goes. And you can't like criticize and say, well, it's not my fault. But the way how this is, how can you be that, right? That's how it goes. So it's happening with this Six of Swords for Aquarius. Just so you're not telling the truth. Yeah, because you're lying about it, right? You're lying because you already touched someone else's shampoo. You're not supposed to. And you did, right? That's how it goes, Aquarius. This is how it goes. And you need to understand that. Because there's a wrong, Two rights, that's how it goes, right? When you have the right, you have the wrong at the same time, right? That's the way it works. And Aquarius, you need to stop doing that. Because when you have the justice reverse, you're not telling the truth. You're lying about something. And that's what it is, right? That's how it goes. What's this for one about for Scorpio? Judgment, sorry, you're taking action, whereas there's completion. Yeah, because everything's completed. Right? That's how it kind of is. So it's like everything seems to be all great, but then it's like, no, it's not, right? This is the way it seems to be. And you need to understand about, oh, well, this seems to be very interesting, alright, but that's how it goes. You need to understand that, right? This is how it is in the way how this is, and you understand that. What's this Justice card for Aquarius? The Emperor is upright, there's structures. Sun card, there's positivity. Yes, it is, but when you're making up a lie, Aquarius, you're trying to have positivity as much as you can, but then it's like, well, it's not going to happen. I did something wrong that I shouldn't be doing. That's what happens, Aquarius. You get to the point. No matter how you're going to put the blame or anything like that, you need to understand that. This is how it goes. Do you understand about what I'm saying? Yes. you have to pay attention, no matter how it goes. Right? This is what it seems to be, and you need to understand that. What's this Judgment in the Spiral card for Scorpio? Lord of the Earth, there's incompletion. Lotus over, there's decisions. Wheel of Fortune reverse is bad luck. Obviously, that's what Scorpio is having. Bad luck, He has to make decisions. The Death card represents Scorpio, yes, because it does represent endings and stuff, but it does represent Scorpio, right? That's how it goes. And it's like he's saying, well, Tweedledee, Tweedledum, like it's not. But the way how this is, he's trying to figure out what's happening in this way. What's the Sun card and the Emperor card for Aquarius? The Star of yours, there's no inspiration. Yeah, because you're not wishing upon a star. You're not. What's this Lovers and this Death card for Scorpio? Your friends are you're having good luck. Alright, so you're between having good luck and bad luck at the same time, but you are worth about having celebration, because that's how it goes. You're trying to figure out, oh, okay, this is going to be working out. Alright, know what to do, yes, but this is how it goes. You have to pay attention. No matter how you're feeling in that, that's how it goes in that way. What's this Star card about for Aquarius? Chariot separate, there's progress. Sun card separate, there's positivity. Obviously there is, because you have to stand. No matter what happens in this reality, Aquarius, you get to the point. You're trying to stay positive. Yes, you do. But when you're taking that shampoo away from somebody and you can't even ask them permission or whatever else, you took it without their permission, without their consent, without whatever it is. And you're saying, well, it's not my fault. No, you keep continuing. You keep doing it. That's how it goes. That's how it seems to be. You need to act like it. You act like, oh, it's not my fault. No, because when I look at that Justice card reversed for you, Aquarius, it means that you're lying. That's how it goes. It was your fault. It was. It wasn't Scorpio's fault. No, it was your fault. You understand that, right? Because you take the blame. You take the blame for someone else's mistake or your mistake, whatever it is. But that's how it goes. You pay attention to it. What's this Wheel of Fortune about for Scorpio? Words ever, there's completion. Tarot reverse, there's no transformation. Just reverse, you're not telling the truth, right, Scorpio? But then, Lovers reverse, there's no decisions. Strength is ever, there's bravery. Yes, because actually, when Scorpio is not telling the truth, and when she, as in Aquarius woman, is not telling the truth, they're both sides, right? Because maybe one's feeling guilty, the other, or the elder's feeling guilty, and you're not trying to say your apologies or whatever else. You keep doing it, right? That's how it goes. So let's see what's going on in the middle of this situation. Knight of Swords, there's no trauma, not yet, but it will get there, right? So it's like, oh well, this is gonna be very intense. Yes, it is, because now I'm going to clarify with more. So let's see what's going on. So I'm going to go from the middle to left, middle to right. So King of Swords, King Pentacles here, there's no prosperity of money. So let's see what's going on for you, Aquarius. Chariot yours, there's no progress. Page 1 yours, there's no invention. 5 cups yours, there's no grief. 8 1 star with your speed. Yeah, because you're doing it. You're speeding through it. That's how it goes. And when you're being Speed Gonzalez, whatever you're feeling like, that's how it goes, Aquarius. You get to the point. No matter what it is, because you're paying attention. You know how it goes, but that's how it seems to be in that way. Middle to the right side for Scorpio. 7 cups over, there's a delusion. Queen Pentacles over, there's prosperity of money. 5 Pentacles reverse, there's no prosperity. 8 cups reverse, there's no entertainment. 2 Swords reverse, you already know which path we're going to take. Hermit reverse, you already have a soulmate. 9 Swords reverse, there's no trauma. 10 reverse, there's no healing. 10 Pentacles reverse, there's no money. Exactly. Ace of Pentacles reverse, Ace of Cups reverse, there's no prosperity. 10 Wands reverse, there's no burden. 9 Wands reverse, there's no immaturity. 10 Swords reverse, there's no conclusions. But 10 Pentacles over, there's the career. Yeah, because you're focusing on your career. And when you're focusing on it, that's how it goes. But we're not talking about career here. But we're talking about the shampoo ball, for God's sakes. So, you know what I mean, right? But anyway, if you're trying to laugh about this whole entire reading, go ahead, laugh if you want. But this is how it goes. It's like you need to understand what you're gonna be doing in that way, in the way how this is. Like this is how it goes. And when you do it, it's like okay, everything's gonna be fine, alright, you know how it goes. Yes. But in that the way how this is the way how it happens. This is not a midnight crisis. This is not the way how it works. But in that reality, that's the way it happens in that way. What's the middle of this situation? Empress of a card. There's nourishment. Yeah, because Aquarius woman wants nourishment. Like she wants to be nourished. She wants to be looked after. She wants to brush her, wash her hair, whatever else. But Scorpio doesn't see that. Scorpio thinks about what's happening with this roommate that he has. He's basically saying, well, this is not my fault, and that's how it goes. He needs to encourage himself to know what to do, right? That's how it goes. And when things will be happening all at once, that's how it goes. It's like, well, this is going to be happening. Yes. So let's see what's going on. So I'm going to go from the middle to the right, middle to left. So Ace of Pentacles over there's prosperity about money. Alright, so let's go for Scorpio's side. Ten of Swords over there's conclusions. Knight of Cups over there's romance. Three of Pentacles over there's excitement. Queen of Wands over there's charisma. Obviously that is because he wants to have excitement. He wants to talk about it. He wants to have, he basically thinks that he might have romance. He might not, but it all depends on what he's doing, right? He needs to understand that. No matter what it is, he needs to face about what's going on. He needs to understand about what's going to be happening in that way, whether he needs to virtue himself in that way. Like he needs to understand that. And no matter what you're feeling in that particular criteria, that's how it works in that way. What's the middle to the left side for Aquarius? Nice. Aquarius, there's no drama. Hermit's over there's solitude. Six of Pentacles is that bright where she acts like she wants kindness because that's how it works. But when she's have solitude, she's saying, oh, it's solitude, or I'm looking for a soulmate, no matter what she's doing. But this is not a soulmate. This is not a soulmate reading. This is not the way how it goes. This is a part of where if you're acting to have kindness, you're having the kindness rather than taking someone else's shampoo ball, for example, right? That's why it goes. No matter what you're doing in that systematic, no matter what it seems to be, that's how it goes. You need to understand that. What's the middle of the situation? Ace one, sorry, there's new beginnings here, right? And when there's new beginnings here, this is how it goes. You have to understand that, like you have achievement, you have to succeed, that's how it goes. And you're saying, well, bravo to Scorpio or bravo to Aquarius. No, it's not. But the way how this is the way it seems to be. You're trying to think that, oh, is that my fault? No, but you keep doing it all the time, right? So let's see. I'm going to do these cards, then I'm going to do the other cards, and then I'll do the Enchanted Mapp. So this is what's going to be happening. So let's see what's between the Aquarius side. So I'll do one card. Five of Swords here, there's no conflict, alright, not yet. What's in the middle? King of Swords, there's okay, so there's support here. What's on the right side for Scorpio? Four of Pentacles, alright, there's money. Alright, so he wants to have money in that situation, no matter how it is. So let's see what the Aquarius has for this Five of Swords here. Seven of Cups is over, there's a delusion. Queen wants over, there's charisma. Exactly, that's what she's doing. She acts like she has a delusion because she can't do it anymore. She has a deja vu moment. She's saying, oh, why me, why me, why me? Because that's how it goes. She did something that she shouldn't be doing, but she did. And, and it's not good to put that into a bad perspective, right? This is not a good perspective, this is a bad perspective. And in the way how this is, that's the way it happens. Because she thinks, oh, it's not my fault. No, you keep doing it. That's the way it seems to be. What's this King of Cups about? Wheel of Fortune, you're going to have good luck. Four of Swords, there's no, you're not taking a nap. But the Devil's over. So she's acting like she was being violent and she's not, she did something wrong, and she lied about it, that's how it goes, where she was doing it by herself. and she took the shampoo bottle from Scorpio's side to her side, and without no consent, that's how it goes, right? And it's not good to end like that. It's not, because when you have the devil card up, right, it means it represents violence and, saying bad language, and, that's how it goes. And it's like you're saying, well, this needs to stop. This has to end. Yes, it is. Because priority, things are going to get out of hand, and they are. So you know what, Aquarius, you get to the point whether you're acting like this, and you are, and that's how it is. You pay attention on how you're feeling in that way. This is how it goes. This is the way it happens. And majority, that's the way it works. This is how it goes, right? You need to understand that. What's this Four of Pentacles about for Scorpio? Ace of Swords, sorry, there's an understanding. 10 Watchers, there's no burdens. 10 Pentacles, sorry, there's money. Yeah, because there's wealth here, right? And he's noticing that there was money, and that was basically how it was. If you do that, that's the way it happens, right? It's the way of how it works, because unnecessary. That's the way it happens. Like nowadays, it's basically how it is, and you're feeling like, oh well, it's not my fault. Actually, it was, because it was actually, the Aquarius woman's fault. She did something that she shouldn't be doing, and she did. It actually hurt Scorpio's feelings, and Scorpio didn't say, well, I can't do it anymore. I don't know. Well, you have to understand that about your own strengths, your own weaknesses, your abilities from the right and wrong perspectives. That's all you can do. But in reality, when you're acting to be mean and rude and selfish and disciplined, and you're saying, well, it was me, I can't do it anymore, or whatever it is, you need to understand that. You need to have your own priorities straight. Not wrong, not whatever. But if you do something wrong, that's what you do, Aquarius. You get to the point. And if you put the blame on that, that's what it is, right? That's how it seems to be, right? So let's see what this universe is saying here. So then you go from the middle to left, middle to right. So Queen of Swords reverse is no independence. Yeah, because you know what? For a start, Aquarius woman did not even have independence. She didn't do that. She didn't show her independence, right? And saying, oh well, I'm not supposed to, get to Scorpio's shampoo ball without asking first. That's why it seems to be. But she didn't show her independence. But let's see what's going on for you, Aquarius. Let's go from the middle to left for you, Scorpio, Aquarius. Page of Cups, there's loyalty. Judgment reverses in action. Queen Pentacles over there's stability. 5 Cups over there's grief. Yeah, because she's feeling it. She's feeling like she has stability, but she's thinking, oh, she's having loyalty because she's I'm loyal. I'm going to take this shampoo bottle. Like, no. If you act like that and you're not showing your independence, you're not doing it. Because the 5 of Cups does represent grief, right? And that's how it goes. Grief is basically a miserable thing that you're going through, Aquarius. You need to get to a point whether you need to understand what you're doing is wrong, and you did that. That's the way it seems to be. No pain, no gain. That's how it goes. You pay attention to what's going on for you, Aquarius. You understand that. What's between the middle and the right side for Scorpio? 6 1 sorry, there's achievement. Page of Swords, sorry, there's education. 3 Cups, sorry, there's celebration. 11 sorry, there's decisions. Yeah, because he's already made decisions. Like, he's going to make decisions whenever he decides to, but that's how it goes. So let me clarify this decisions card. 5 Pentacles, sorry, there's insecurity. Cards over, there's transformation. Yeah, because everything's changing, right? He's feeling insecurity because what's happening is wrong, and she did something that she shouldn't be doing, and that's how it goes, right? What's between this insecurity and this transformation for Scorpio? 2 1 over there's planning. Yeah, because he's planning about something. He's planning what to do next, and that's what it seems to be. It's like, oh, okay, this is what it's going to be. Alright, this is how it goes. Yes, because that's the way it seems to be. It's like, this is the way it happens, and that's how it is. What's the middle of this situation? 9 Cups, there's no fulfillment. 2 sorry there. He's at the crossroads. He doesn't know which direction he's gonna take, left or right. But for Aquarius, let's see what she was. Just as she's telling the truth. Yes, she's going to tell the truth. Because it's like, okay, I took it. I took the shampoo ball without asking first. That's how it goes. That's why it happens to that. So Aquarius, when you need to tell the truth, in order to do that, that's the way it seems to be. You have to be wisely. You have to pay attention no matter what it is. Because that's how it goes. You can't fool Scorpio. You can't fool the Scorpio man. You can't. But the way you did, you have to act like that. What's the right side for Scorpio? 3 1 star, there's communication. Yeah, he's gonna have communication. He's gonna communicate. Is what's happening was exactly how it was, and that's how it seemed to be. It's like almost like tormenting, but that's how it goes. What's in the middle of this equation? Sagittarius reverse, there's no movement. Queen of Wands reverse, there's no charisma. Sagittarius, there's no deceit. Magician, there's no skill. Page 1 star, there's an invention. Yeah, because he's gonna be having his own inventor, like he's going to be inventing something, because that's how it goes. Like he sees something that was happening from the right side and the good side, that's how it goes, from the right and wrong perspective. But the way how this is the way it is at the moment. So, let me read you the Enchanted Mapp, and I know that these cards were already shuffled. So, let me see. I'll do it again. So this represents what this is for Scorpio man and the Aquarius woman. So let's see what's happening. So let's see what this card says. So it says number 29 reversed is coming to life. Ooh, this is very interesting indeed. So it says here we go. The coming to life card is a gentle reminder to get out of your own way, to let go and let spirit lead. New life is unstable. In the beginning, it needs gentle care. Farmers don't go into their fields and pull up the shoots of plants to see how they are doing. They know that everything has its own cycle of growth. Let nature take its course. Find other things to focus on right now. Simplicity and small steps are the order of the day. When the time is right, you will see the miracle. So basically, it will happen. It will basically, take time, and they said in this book, it says they know that everything has its own cycle of growth. It is, because the way how this is, you need to have your own cycle of growth, and you have to pay attention about what's happening, and you have to believe in order to do that. You're trying to have your own abilities to know what's right, what's wrong. But in theory, this is the way how it goes. This is like, my question is that, how can that be possible to make it possible? That's how it goes. And you have to understand it. This is the way it seems to be. And there's a good thing is, seeing is believing, believing is seeing, that's all you can do. But the way how this is the way it seems to be. This is how it goes. So you have to pay attention no matter what it's going to be. And that's how it goes, right? That's the way it happens. And majority, that's the way it works. Because in that priority, that's the way it happens. So I hope you all like this video. Please understand it. Please, give it like, please give a comment if you want. But the way how this is the way it happens. This is the way of how it works. So I hope you all enjoy it. Please understand it. Please, give it a like in the comment if you want. But the way how this is the way it happens. So you understand what it is, and this is how it goes. So thank you so much. Have a wonderful day to all, and see you next time. Thank you, and bye.